Hi, welcome to the Village of Buchanan, November 5th, 2025. Regular board meeting. In case of emergency, please use the emergency exit door here or use the stairwell behind the elevator. Please do not ever use an elevator during an emergency situation. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence. Did you want to announce it? We'll stand. If you could please stand again.
We're just going to do a moment of silence in honor of Charles McGuire, Chucky McGuire, longtime resident of the village, past Buchanan aide in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and very involved in fire medics over at Cortland Engine Company.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So, the approval of the minutes for the September 23rd workshop meeting. Any comments on that? All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Comments from the floor, agenda items only. Oh, yes, sir. When you come up this evening, anyone who comes up to speak, please state your name and whatever else you want to state. No, I'm kidding.
My name is Nick Zachary. I live on 80 Tate Avenue. I just want to comment on the last item, which this has shown up on the agenda since I looked online earlier today. That's very nice to get a donation for Buchanan Day, but I know that CertainTeed is may at times be looking for certain things from the village that might have to get reviewed, and I just want to express my sense that people need to be aware that having gotten a donation for Buchanan Day should not affect your thinking on anything they come to the board for. You still have to remain objective, and it's not a pay to play. It's a donation out of the goodness of their heart. So
Absolutely.
Just wanted to share that.
And Nick, you were on the board with Entergy. They would donate for Buchanan Day. Holtec did, and I'm trying to think how many years now that CertainTeed has
And I don't
donated.
remember it ever being a conflict with Entergy.
Yeah. There's it's not I'm
They were
getting
pretty
free
much
vacation.
established, untouchable, had what they needed, and
Right.
Well, but I just
we are, I'm sure you've heard, we're in a situation where the board approached them because of the impacts on the roads that we have from
Right,
their large tractor
right.
trailer trucks.
They still have to be held to the same standards they would have been whether they made a donation or not as well.
Well, absolutely.
Nice of them to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
So we did all the tests, we did a lot of with the truck traffic, et cetera, et cetera. It has showed that there are impacts.
Sure.
I, with the rest of the board, have felt very strongly about them paying their impacts. Our negotiations have failed with them to do that. And it was unanimous on the board that, so there was no working for CertainTeed, for $5,000, nobody's selling the village.
Yeah, and don't get,
Yeah.
I'm not making any accusation.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying,
You wouldn't, yeah, you're
in
good.
general,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
it's a
And that
small town,
brings
and
up,
at some point, they're going to come up with something else.
oh, sure.
At one point in the past, they were looking to change the zoning to allow for battery storage or something like that. Just whatever it is, you'll just have to be objective.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
if we didn't receive that check, the vendors are all paid and I was willing to pay for it out of my own pocket. So I wasn't waiting for them to pay the vendor.
Glad it's not necessary.
Not necessary, but
Yeah.
thank you, Nick, for bringing that up.
Oh, wait, I like to say something, Nick. I appreciate your comment. I agree with you. But I would also hope that in the future, this would come up before Buchanan Day, before the money's accepted, because as board members, we should vote on whether we want this donation prior to the event occurring. So I agree with you 100%.
And I also agree with you, but just like you were an objective with the Entergy money, don't think that we would be objective with the Certainty money or anything moving forward.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm not there if I get a second. Nick, I agree with you 100%. It would go in violation of the oath that I took, being sworn in as a trustee if I let a donation sway my opinion. So I agree with you.
And my feelings are mutual, Nick, and Steve actually brought it up at the last meeting. So, you know, we're well aware of it. Thank you.
Thanks for your replies. I was not a statement to anybody in
No,
particular.
understood.
It wasn't
Yep.
an accusation,
Take it
right?
that way.
Just the general sense of.
I like the transparency.
Yep, absolutely.
And for full disclosure, over the last couple of years, Certainteed has donated to the festival, the Mount Carmel Festival in Verplank, and they've also donated to our St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Buchanan. So that's not just for the Buchanan Day.
Actually, that's not true. They did not donate to the Mount Carmel Festival this year.
Okay, but normally they had, so, yeah.
So this is why it's good that these events are brought before the board, and any donations that are going to be made come before the board before the event itself, so that we are all aware and if we can either agree or disagree to accepting the money. But at this point, the event already took place.
We didn't have the opportunity to say where we wanted the money to go to or how we were going to spend it actually at the event because everything was done already. So we didn't get the opportunity to do so.
Okay, so since I run the Buchanan Day event for the last 10 years, Nick, you also helped. There's a request that goes to Certainteed or Holtec. A letter goes to them requesting money for Buchanan Day and what it would be used for. And also when it does come to the village, there are vouchers that are signed by at least 3 trustees saying that the money can be released for the item that it was used for, whether it's bouncy castles or the alpacas or whatever like that.
I think we're asking for it to happen prior to the event
Okay.
happening. We're not saying that once we get a voucher, we're going to deny it because again, the event has already taken place. We're
I
just
think
asking
maybe
for
a
transparency
suggestion.
Before.
Sure, go ahead,
I'm
Steve.
sorry. I
No,
think
no.
a suggestion may be if we can discuss as a board before that letter goes out to the
Mhm,
corporation
Okay.
soliciting the
It
donation.
should be board approval.
It's just over 10 years we have been doing this, but if that's what the board wants, with the board, with us getting the money for the village, it's a lot more transparent than the other organizations because it has to come in front of the board members to sign to release that money. So that's all I'm saying, but if that's the board's direction in the future, that's what we'll do.
And I just want to be clear for myself. I'm not only saying about Buchanan Day, I'm saying about any event where we're going to be accepting as a board money from an entity. We should all be able to discuss that prior to the event occurring, not just saying Buchanan Day.
We good? Thank you, Nick, for bringing that up.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the floor before we move on? Okay. So under new business, consider a motion. She's going to get all embarrassed on us. We're going to be, we've agreed to appoint Cindy Kempter as Assistant Village Administrator, effective immediately. So I do want to say a few words, and Cindy is very, very humble, very shy. She's mad at me now. I have known Cindy for many years. We both grew up here in the village. Cindy is really the backbone of the village, and it's true, Cindy. There are many nights and days, weekends, I will look over and Cindy's car is at the village hall. She does a lion's share of the work here in the village of Buchanan. She's got historical knowledge that goes way, way, way back. She knows the family, she knows, and Cindy keeps the office running smoothly. She's got good support from Sharon and Dominic. But Cindy, whenever you decide to leave, it is going to be a crisis of epic proportions here. because like I said, you are the backbone. You keep everything running, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you all know that I do not like to public speak, but I appreciate this opportunity you're giving me, and I'm honored for the confidence and the trust you have in me. And I thank everybody for your support over all the years, which will be 30 years in January. I will be here.
Wow.
So I guess you're stuck with me a few more years now, though.
No, that's fine. Stay as long as you want.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. So I'd like to make a motion appointing, oh, I'm sorry. Did anyone else want to comment before I make the motion?
I do. So Cindy, I've known you a couple of years now, but I've had the privilege of working with you for 2. I have to say that you are one of the 4 that runs that office well. You do a great job. I love coming into the office because I see the dynamics with all of you. One name that was left out was Marcus. Marcus is the village administrator, and Marcus does run a tight ship, yet it's a friendly ship. And you all work well together, and it's a pleasure to visit the office. Congratulations. This is well deserved.
Thank you, Cindy.
I just wanted to comment and just say that it's well deserved. I don't think anybody puts in as much time and effort as Cindy does on a day-to-day basis, and it's this village couldn't function without her. I agree. So it's a well-deserved promotion, and we're thankful to have you, Cindy.
And me personally, Cindy, I don't know why I feel you're overworked as it is. Why are you taking on more responsibility? I have no idea. But I want to thank you, and I'm sure the community wants to thank you. And, you know, Marcus brought this to us. I think it was a great idea, and I'm glad that you guys make a great team, and I'm glad that it's working out. And congratulations, and thanks again for all that you do.
Nice words.
Congratulations, Cindy.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
If I may, a couple
Sure.
words. I got to say this. I've been an administrator and manager controller for over 40 years in a whole bunch of different governments. So you guys had the pleasure of working with Cindy just in one location. I've worked with a lot of clerks, a lot of assistants, a lot of other managers. I'm gonna tell you, I've never worked with somebody so honest, integrity, hardworking, person I trust 100%, who has the best interest of this village 100%. So I have the pleasure of working with Cindy, and I thank you for everything you've done. She's fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, her face is all red now. So I'd like to make a motion appointing Cynthia Kempter as Assistant Village Administrator effective immediately. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second, I forgot the second.
Second.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy, again. All right. The next is, it's something we do. I think it's every 5 years now. It's an intermunicipal agreement with Westchester County for the Stop DWI Patrol Program. So I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas the County of Westchester and its municipalities have participated in the Westchester County Stop DWI Patrol Project for many years through an agreement with, which provides overtime reimbursement for added patrol efforts to enforce New York State vehicle and traffic laws against intoxicated and impaired driving. Whereas for the calendar years 2026 to 2030, Westchester County has indicated that a grant for an amount not to exceed $8,400 per year is available to the Village of Buchanan to conduct the Stop DWI Patrol Project. Whereas the Village Police Department would like to participate in Westchester County's Stop DWI program, and now therefore it be resolved that the mayor is authorized to sign the 2026-2030 Stop DWI Patrol Project Reimbursement Agreement with Westchester County. And be it further resolved that the village administrator and village police chief are authorized to undertake any steps necessary under the terms of the agreement. So this is something we've done before, which is great that we have the money to be able to hire, more people, or not hire more people, but have the money for overtime. Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next is, it's getting to be that time of the year again. So this is a resolution stating polling places and hours for the next village election. Whereas the next general village election shall be held on Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. And whereas according to New York State Election Law 15-104, Sub 3, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Buchanan shall adopt a resolution which states the polling place in each election district and the hours during which the polls shall be open. Now be it therefore resolved that the polling places for the next general village election for District 1 and 2 are located in the community room on the second floor of the municipal building, 236 State Avenue, Buchanan, New York. And be it further resolved that the hours which the polls shall be open will be between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Okay, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next is George. Is George on Zoom
No,
today?
not.
Okay, we talked about this at the last workshop. So what we're going to do is approve a change order for curbs and restoration for the Village Hall parking lot at a cost of $21,727.80. So so that we have to vote on that.
On there, just for
yes,
the record
sure.
too, that's also includes some pavement in front of the wastewater treatment plant driveway. That was beat up as well. So that's included in the change order. So
Okay,
just
good.
to mention it so everybody knows what it's about.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the change order number 2 for curbs and restoration for the Village Hall parking lot at a cost of $21,727.80. The Village Highway Department requested installing concrete curbs along the Village Hall parking lot to mitigate damage to the existing wheel stops from snow plowing operations and to better manage stormwater. And the change order includes the installation of approximately 200 linear feet of concrete curbs, stone outlet, topsoil and seed restoration, and asphalt work with proposed curb at Village Hall. And then also, Marcus has said we are including in front of the sewer treatment plant also.
Mhm.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next, I think, is something near and dear to all of our hearts. The cell tower. This has been going on for a while. We had one company. It didn't work out with them. This is the second company. We're moving along with this. I know out at the store, I hear a lot of complaints about the lack of cell tower service at certain parts of the village. And it appears that over the years, it's just gotten worse. So what I'm going to do, we're going to make a motion authorizing the mayor to sign the cell tower lease. So Marcus, now that we've signed the lease, what does this look like, timeline?
Well, that lease is, we also approved the lease a while back. The mayor, you signed a prior lease, this just to extend the time in negotiations. But
Okay.
it just allows him on behalf to go out and find an end user to do it. So it just extends the time of it. He's still in
Okay.
negotiation with Verizon and AT&T.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know where we were with that, with the negotiations. Okay.
Mhm.
All righty. So we're moving along, but not so fast.
Correct.
All right. So I'd like to make a motion authorizing the mayor to sign the cell tower lease. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I wanted to ask on that, they have also changed the site where they will be putting the tower when the time comes back to the original off of First Street
That's correct.
extension.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so it's behind the baseball field on Westchester Avenue and the highway garage. It's where the First Street extension is, back in that area where the cell tower will be eventually.
That's correct.
Okay, and the next is a motion to accept a $5,000 donation from Certainteed for Buchanan Day. And we've discussed it earlier, so can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, so now information from officers and departments. Justice reports, September 2025. One of the reports, the one report for is $1,038. Or is there another report here? Oh, that's it. So that's received and filed. Police report, Steve, are you able to do that from where you are?
This is me.
Oh, is it you? I'm
I'm the
sorry.
police, yeah.
I got confused between.
I'm ready for the fire report.
Okay, good.
When
We're
that
ready
comes
for
up.
what you need to be ready for. Good. All right, we're good. All right, I'm sorry, Wilda, go ahead,
That's
please.
okay. For the police, they had 34 moving summons. Total calls to the station were 158. And out of the summonses, there were only 9 for parking.
Okay, thank you. And highway report? Oh, it's a thick packet.
September 2025, 112 tons of garbage, 11 TVs, 7 monitors, and 10 air conditioners. There's a lot. The air conditioners don't need them anymore. These guys did a lot of work this in September. I did notice, and I spoke to a couple of them about the catch basins repair that they're taking upon themselves and really doing a good job with it. They installed a new precast, which was I think it was done on Third, right?
Yes,
The base Third and Tate.
yes.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
So I did witness that and they did a good job. I'm glad to see that they're using the tools that we are buying them and they're making good on the promises that they were going to use them and I'm happy to see that.
And I was going to say, they're very thankful for the board's support. They actually want to do the work, and the more tools you give them, they actually work on it. So
Okay.
I appreciate the board's support, and so do they, to actually move the village forward in their projects. Thank you.
Great to see.
Yeah, no, they're doing great out there. Wastewater treatment plan, September 2025, 7,293,000 gallons of treated water, sludge removal, 71,500. On the report, September 17th, we mentioned this before, there was a transformer failure at the plant. The plant was on backup power on generator. Notified Con Ed, advised that the village owns the transformer. This is what we were told originally, and is responsible for replacement. Called in PM Pole Electric to remove and replace new transformer. And we have found out since then that Con Edison was paying for the replacement. And we didn't need the pole replaced after all. Plant operated on generator backup up to 18 hours until power was restored. And that, it's nice to have backup power, but that was kind of a little scary situation. If the generator failed, we'd have some issues over there. So fortunately, everything worked out. The highway, Todd Travis over at the sewer treatment plant was on top of it, and it worked out. So thank you, Todd. The next is building department.
That would be me. So for the month of September, they had 1 court appearance, 1 stop work order. Building permits issued or reviewed were 14. Inspection required for newly issued permits, 11. Inspections on file for permits and compliance, 17. Certificates of occupancy and completion, 8. And compliance inspections for resale or refinance, 4. But the most important thing is a little bit of an update here on the court appearance was on for the 300 Blakely Avenue property. So that's still an ongoing situation. But as far as the AMS construction site, the work's moving along well. Parking lot curbing, layouts all complete. The lights are up. Parking lot looks great. AMS presented proposed field changes. The compliance inspections and re-inspections for new C of O insurance issuance. And there was some property maintenance issues reported, but all were resolved with no violation. So that concludes the report for September.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Steve, now it's your turn. Buchanan
right.
Engine.
Thank you. Buchanan Engine Company for the month of September, there were 6 total alarms. 2 of those were assisting the police, 1 in a motor vehicle accident. The Buchanan Engine Company also assisted in the 5K race, closing off some of the streets, and participated in Buchanan Day, serving the hamburgers and hot dogs.
And we thank them for that. They've always a big part of the community and the police department gives out the ice cream. So it's, you know, it's a big community event. Planning Board, September 25th minutes. Prosecutors report, there are none. Attorney's report, does she have anything today?
Just briefly, well, for planning board, we do have gallon measure in. I don't know if you guys read the minutes, but I just wanted to, and I'll keep you updated as that goes along, because I used to do that when there were bigger projects in, and I seem to have stopped doing that. So if you'd like me to, I can update you on planning and zoning, or you can just,
No, that would be
There you go.
helpful. That would be helpful.
yeah, so they're in. Also, I wanted to make sure, I sent an email to the board, but sometimes I have problems with the Buchanan email and they don't go through, only I don't know they didn't go through. So it was relating to the LWRP and the certainties changes that they requested. So you all got it? Okay, because I don't know whether you got it or not. All right, and I think that's it. That's all I
All
have.
right. And I'd like to take a minute to talk about the LWRP and Certainteed had sent to the Department of State. So the LWRP is a joint grant we had gotten, and Nick was very involved in that and still is, but things are a little bit in limbo. They had sent requests, their thoughts, I don't know what you want to say, to the Department of State. I am not in agreement with a lot of their thoughts that they put out there, but they have every right. They're a property owner here in the Village of Buchanan. They have every right to express what their concerns are. Also, Holtec, they have a right to eventually, when we get to the public hearings part of that, they have every right to express their concerns. And the LWRP is not just the waterfront. What happened, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, it's basically all of the Village of Buchanan. It's basically from the railroad tracks east to the water. So those are not the only properties that would be addressed with that. Nick, have you heard anything? The state too, yeah, so.
4 years.
Come to the mic so
we can hear
It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been
4 years.
on hold for what, like 2 years?
There, 4 years.
It's 4 years now?
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, yeah, it's the waterfront and the local areas impacted by the waterfront, its recreation and its economy and so forth. Yeah, it was sent out to the state and we were told it'd be a long time, but I'll try to stay alive until it comes back.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Try to.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate that.
Can you say what it is that Certainteed and Holtec are looking for?
Well, Holtec, nothing
Is that-
yet at this time,
Oh.
but yeah, we'll get a copy out, or anybody else that is interested in a copy. So, thanks, Nick.
Excuse me, sorry, Teresa.
Yes,
And that
no,
one
go
comes
right
to
ahead.
public hearings anyway. right?
Correct, yes, it
Okay.
still has to go
So
forward
just-
to public
Just so the
hearing.
public would know, it's
Yes,
not just the
it-
comments go up there and then it comes to a public
Yeah,
hearing.
no, and it's not over yet.
Right.
And in the end, the Village of Buchanan does not have to approve the LWRP. So if the state comes back and says, oh yeah, that's great, what Certainteed is agreeing on, we want to see that in there, it's up to the board if they want to do the final approval on that.
Yep.
Okay, so, I'm going to go. First, I'd like to mention, I know Marcus and I have been sending reports about the Westchester Municipal Coalition with Con Edison. As you remember, going back, how many months ago? My gosh, 5-6 months ago. Many of the municipalities, including us in Westchester County, have decided to fight the rate increases that Con Ed thought they were going to get. Some were close to 18-20%. So all the municipalities joined in, hired a law firm, Joel Dichter is his name. And the settlement discussions are moving along. I think, right, Marcus, we're close to an agreement, which I think is,
This week.
yeah, which I think is much better than what we were getting handed. But we will keep everyone in the loop. Probably at the next meeting, we will announce all the terms, and maybe we can also maybe put it on Facebook ahead of time so people can see what the terms are. But it worked out well. I think we ended up, it was over 100,000, I think, and there's 45 municipalities in Westchester County. There were a few that didn't join in, but I think it ended up costing us maybe about $2,000. So we got a bargain on that, and I think the residents will be very happy when they see their rates.
Well, I think they've got it narrowed down to two options if I'm,
Yeah, couple of
Well,
options.
The two options are additional items that we're going to get, plus the rate
Right,
decrease. So
right.
it still hasn't been finalized, so we can't discuss as the
Right.
mayor said. So as soon as resolved, not only do we get a rate decrease, but we also get additional information that might help us in the future.
Right, it's moving in the right direction.
Correct, yeah.
I think everyone will be pleased when they see the end result. I also happened to see today the DEC has an infrastructure grant that is due on February 27th. It's not only, when we've discussed this before about the infrastructure of putting car charging stations, we discussed that we didn't want that. And the other thing is electric vehicles, depending on the weight, the municipality can get up to $7,500 towards the vehicle. Field of flags, something Dan and I have been working on. The flags should be installed this week or Monday, the latest. They're a little short on the highway department this week. There's a few things going on, a few projects that came up. So by Monday, the field of flags should be up. Working on a price for a plaque that residents can buy and put their, whether it's their parent or their, a veteran, that they can put their name on it, their length of service, what department they were, whether Marines or the Army, and their years of service. So looking to get something reasonable for those plaques. Whoever wants a plaque, they would be purchasing that, and it would be put in front of one of the flags in the field of flags. Very big with the American Legion Field of Flags. You see that. Also, I was happy to see at the high school lawn to the left, there's they have the smaller flags, Field of Flags, and I was happy to see that they're doing that. So that looks good. I just got a to-do list here. Also, I see a few members from Buchanan Engine. Awilda and I had attended the brunch on Sunday, and it was wonderful. It was well done. And I was hoping that Bob Stein would come this evening. They honored a 75-year member, Bob Stein, and he was quite emotional. He was, but it was great to see him recognized for that. And what I thought was really neat, he had always been asking for one of the jackets, and he got a Buchanan Engine jacket. So I thought that would have been nice tonight if he could have made it to come here. And Bob or Andy, there were two 50-year members also. One was Roy Hesselgrave, I know. And the other gentleman again? Okay, I think his name was Ray. I apologize. I'll mention his name next month. I apologize. And also other firematic awards were given. So I want to thank Buchanan Engine for the invite, and Kelly Roush and team for organizing. And I want to thank Buchanan Engine for their dedication and service to our residents here in the village. And we appreciate it. We know you're there when we need you. I have to write everything down, otherwise I'll never forget. I'll never remember. One other thing, sorry. Field of Flags. A lot going on. Okay, so one other thing I'd like to bring up is I'd like to revisit something at the last meeting. It was the discussion on the Lents Cove potential ball field. I did go back to Holtec and ask if they would be interested in doing something else as, at the board's direction, and they had told me that that was a project that they had picked for the community because they could use their own contractor and they could turn around the project rather quickly. And then, so what I was only hoping for is that at least we could check to do the borings to see if there's any potential use for the field, but where does the board still stand on that? To at least do the borings or no? Okay.
I think I spoke at the last meeting, and I would really like to see that money redirected towards something along the lines of the major updates and repairs to the pool. I think it's critical. Without the pool, we don't have a day camp. And without a day camp, a lot of the young families with little ones rely on that as an affordable way to have supervision for their kids while they work during the summer hours. I think there's plenty of other projects that we have in the village where that money could be utilized that would be more appropriate.
All right.
I agree with Dan 100%. Couldn't have said it better.
I also agree with Dan, and I also think that without them putting an escrow account together, borings comes with engineering, comes with analysis, it comes with a very heavy cost. So I am not interested in doing borings. I believe what Dan said is what we should do with the money. The money should be allocated to things that are a necessity. We did ask that you bring them to us to have a meeting with us and discuss what their plans were, and why we haven't had that meeting yet is a concern to me. I feel that we've asked 3 times now for them to come to us, and you're still coming back with doing borings.
Okay, so they are willing to put an escrow account in for the borings. They do understand that expense is on them. This is the project that they offered to do. It's just unfortunate because it would have been a nice thing for the community and the kids to have a new baseball field. That was the offer that they had, which I think, I will say again, was pretty generous.
I'm not discounting the generosity. It's nice of them to come forward with this money. We have a ball field behind the village garage. Okay, there's a Peekskill Stadium right down the street that barely gets used. Then there's the maintenance of the ball fields. I think the money would be better spent on the type of projects that I mentioned.
I'm not arguing with you there, Dan.
That's-
I do agree with you. That would be nice, but that was not the offer that was given. And I will say about the ball field, and Bob knows that we have behind the highway garage, we do have major issues with the drainage back there. I don't think we need to bring them in because they were very clear. And then also, as I spoke to Holtec, Marcus had also spoken to them before I got to them, and he had asked about putting the money into other projects. And he was also told that they were really interested in doing the baseball field. They were using their own contractor. And so that's fine. That's fine. I do understand. I am in agreement that it would be great to use the money for other things. Yes, Steve, what could we?
Yeah, I just think one of the things we do have to also remember is we don't know where the property line is there. So we don't know what portion they own and what portion we own. That's been a concern. And not only is it a concern with the borings of the actual field, but the parking lot as well. So it's not just redoing a field, it's redoing a parking lot, redoing the bathrooms. There's a lot involved with it. And I think, as Dan pointed out, and the other trustees agreed, there's other uses for those funds, I believe.
Okay.
Dan, I'm sorry, Dan, maybe I misunderstood, but at the last meeting, did you not say you contacted Holtec and they said we weren't
I
pigeonholed?
did speak to somebody, and I was told that it did not have to be a ball field.
Okay.
Marcus, what was your response when you spoke to Pat?
I don't want to mention names because two different people gave me two different answers.
Okay.
I don't want to get in the middle of this. It's a board decision. I think the board should have a conversation with Holtec themselves, and I really don't want to get in the middle of that conversation right now.
Okay, and Steve, they are in the process of surveying their property for several reasons. First of all, they're looking to release property, but they have to figure out what the buffer zone is for the spent fuel cask. So they are in the process of surveying. So fortunately, they're spending the money for the survey, and then we will be able to see where our property line is.
And that's probably more of a reason not to do anything at that ball field at the moment, in my opinion. If they're
right.
looking to release, some of the land, then I think we
would
should
agree.
have a further discussion.
Okay. No, I just wanted to settle this once and for all, and I just wanted to bring it up again. Like I said, it would have been nice for the kids, and we could have eliminated the other baseball field behind the highway garage, but, all right. Let's see.
Nick's raising his hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nick, yeah, please.
Are we talking about the property line between the wooded area that's owned by Holtec and the park?
Yes.
Because I thought that was an established line. I remember seeing it on the GPS mapping or on some source that shows it, and the property line actually ran right through the infield of the former ball fields. I mean, I
They
thought
said
that
the
was
second
established.
base. They said around the second
How do we not know
base.
that boundary now? Isn't that on GPS mapping?
Yeah, go ahead, sure.
The GPS is an estimate in property lines. The surveys will meet, they need to provide a survey. to-
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, so
Just
that's just
to
a general
establish the-
information. It might not be 100%. That's why a
Okay.
survey will be better.
Thank you.
Let's see what else I have. I think that's all I have on my to-do list here tonight. Okay.
Teresa, if I may, I got two items.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was going to do the whole board first.
It says administrators report.
I know, we're going to change that up because I think it's important for the board members to speak first. But you're definitely going to, do you want to speak now? And
I can wait.
okay. All right. I'm not leaving you out. I'm not leaving you out. Okay. I think I'm done with my report. Steve, I'm going to get to you next because I have a tendency to forget if somebody's on Zoom that they're there. So
Sure.
do you have anything for us?
Yeah, first of all, just to embarrass Cindy once more and congratulate her.
What a Cindy. Aw.
Long overdue and certainly well deserved. So congratulations again, Cindy. Halloween was this past Friday. I know we saw the police and fire department out there like they are every year, so thank them both. And I know Jackie had an event at the pavilion, which was a success. So thank all of them. I know at the last workshop, there was some discussion and we started going down the route with somehow AMS project was discussed regarding lead agency and some of the field changes that they made over there. I just wanted to clarify that, the village board did take on the role as lead agency. The village board did not eliminate the role of the planning board during that process. The applicant did go to the planning board for 4 months. The planning board then provided the recommendations to the village board, and it allowed the developer, forced the developer to go before two boards and before public comment for almost 2 years. And the field changes that they made were made, in the field and at the direction of our engineers, or, in consultant with our engineers. So that's all I have.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Anthony, what do you have for us this evening?
I want to congratulate Cindy, like again. Why not jump on top there, right? You know what I mean? She works hard, so congratulations again. Yeah, Steve, I agree with you on that whole thing with the lead agency. I was going to touch on that, but you said exactly what I wanted to say. Those field decisions were made in direction of our engineer through a consultant. And to stop the project, to have to wait for a board meeting, that's not how it works in the field in that industry. As far as Halloween, yes, I was out with my kid trick-or-treating. The presence of the fire department was fantastic. The police were fantastic. It was a nice, safe event around the community, and I appreciate the help with the police and the fire. And just to touch on the Lens Cove thing, I agree that a field would be great for our kids. We don't house any Little League teams. We will never house a Little League team because the Cortland National Little League has a house. And we had a field there and we couldn't maintain it and we got rid of it. So that's why I don't agree by putting a ball field in there. I don't think it's a necessity. I think it would be great if we had a team to put there, but we do not. And I don't see a team coming in. I feel that anything we can do for the public with the help of Holtec would be fantastic. But I don't think that is a priority, and that's definitely not a necessity. Like Dan said, the Peekskill Stadium is not even being used. It's right up the street. As having a young child still in sports, the attendance for sports in our area is very low, especially for baseball. If we can come up with another plan, maybe to put something else in there, maybe that would be better or beneficial. But you did say that they were planning on starting to subdivide the property and sell some of the property. I don't know if the 60 acres that we always spoke about would have anything to do with that, but that is part of that property. But yes, I think something for the public would be fantastic. I would love their help. I appreciate the generosity. I just don't feel that a baseball field is a necessity. We have a lot of other demands. We have the pickleball queen sitting to my right who needs a pickleball court. And, these are things that would really help the community in the recreation area.
And the pool.
And the pool too as well. It would really bring, especially for the kids to have a pool like that. They would probably be there all summer and it would be great. So that's why it's not about questioning their generosity or not wanting a baseball field. It's about what we need and what will help our community. That's all.
So fortunately, we have 200K in our rec fund that's been sitting in there, approximately. And then also, when AMS and the other project on Albany Post Road is completed, we will have some more money coming in for a recreation fund that we can dedicate to the pool or whatever is necessary that we need to, or whatever we decide, would be a good recreational thing for our residents.
Oh, we have the pool, we have the pavilion, and there are other projects out there that merit attention.
Yep, there's always something to do.
Mhm.
Okay. Will.
I'm yapping, I might as well go.
Oh, yeah.
Cindy?
Keep going.
Congrats, I'm sorry. But it's well deserved, well deserved. So on Monday, I attended an orientation that I organized along with Jill Davis, the director of the Hendrick Hudson Free Library. It was attended by the Superintendent Trombley and the Supervisor of Instruction and Curriculum for the schools. We are once again beginning ENL classes, that's English as a New Language. We have 30 participants so far, and some are from Buchanan, so that makes me happy. If you know of anyone ages 11 to 100 that want to learn English as a New Language, please tell them to go register at the library. Also, Dan, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you have June 2028 as the day for the 100th celebration. So there'll be maybe 2 more elections between now and then. I would like to suggest that anyone, whether it's now or in the past, be invited, who's ever been on the board, be invited to be front and center at that celebration, because to me, after sitting on this board for almost 2 years, I can only say that each board, in my opinion, adds a layer to the work that the board before did, and I feel that everyone should be recognized.
I agree. Good suggestion.
Thank you.
Yeah, usually when we had our 90th, we did a 90th birthday party, which was great. And everybody gets invited, planning board, zoning board, any past officials and local officials, it's usually a big invitation list that goes out, so that'll be great. Dan, what do you have for us?
Just that Veterans Day is the 11th. Teresa and I have been working in relation to what we're going to do out front with the flags, but there's also a ceremony at the Muriel Marbito Rec Center on Veterans Day. It's always well attended. They usually have a few guest note speakers. The vets get apple pie and lunch. Also, just want to mention again, the memorial service for Chucky McGuire at the Montrose Firehouse will take place this Saturday at 1 p.m. And I just want to express where I'm coming from in relation to Lents Cove. I do appreciate the generosity of Holtec in coming forward with this pool of money, but I just want to truly do what's right for the residents of Buchanan. And I think those monies are better served going towards the types of projects that I had mentioned, whether it be the pool, whether it be, the addition of the new kiddie pool, whether it be the renovations and repairs that are needed to keep the pavilion in good running order. These are all critical parts of our recreation that families rely on, that have little kids that they send to day camp, and without the day camp, it's important. Not that I'm against ball fields. I'd coached, my kids all through Little League baseball, Little League lacrosse. But that's just my feeling as where I think the monies could be better utilized. And thank you to Holtec for coming forward with the ability to want to work with us.
And thank you, Dan. I do agree with you. I'm not against doing upgrading. We do our infrastructure on our pool. It's many years. It's an older pool. So there's a lot of money needed for the pool, for the pavilion. So I just wanted to get direction from the board. That's why I just wanted to bring it up again tonight for the last time for the baseball field. So just wanted to mention that. That's all.
Yep. Appreciate it.
The only other thing I forgot to ask is, and I want the board's decision on this, I'd like to ask Dave Smith to come in at our next workshop. He's our planner here in the village, to discuss the waterfront district, and perhaps, I know he's not an expert on the LWRP, but he might have worked in other communities with an LWRP. And I don't know if you're available, Nick, to review with the board about the LWRP. Okay, yeah, if you could, because, okay, that would be great. Yeah. And what I'd like to discuss with him is the whole waterfront district. I think it's important to look at that. And one of the things that seems to be a hot topic, and I am not an expert on it, I'm very green on this, is the whole AI revolution going on. That was mentioned at the Decommissioning Oversight Board. Is it a good thing for the community? Is it a bad thing for the community? I know they're big energy guzzlers. It is the perfect place to put one of those over there, but how does it affect the community? So is it a benefit? Is it not a benefit? So I think some type of, if we could find somebody that knows something about AIs, we can have a discussion about that, because that's the new thing. And for them, they have to still find out. I don't think they found out, I don't know if you know, Marcus, if there's from New York State independent operators, if there's enough energy for them to put something like that over in that area. Have you heard any updates?
As we discussed, they're still working on that. And it's interesting you say that, for those, like you say, AI is more, it's just another name for a data center. But it's interesting, they're still struggling with the energy, and wanted to show the board real quick, if I may. Con Edison started putting up battery storage on power lines.
Yeah, I had heard about that.
So that's already started. So
Yeah. Where is that? Is that local?
Yonkers. They're already putting one, they're putting one in Yonkers, they're putting more in other communities. They still have a gigantic energy problem.
Oh,
That's not going to resolve anything, to be honest with you. So at this point, in this area, there's not enough energy for a gigantic data center the way they're talking about at this point.
so, you know what, it's amazing since 2017 how much the world has changed, because when the announcement was made with the closure, there was nothing where the state was saying, oh, you know, we want to go all electric with electric vehicles. That wasn't in the loop. I don't know where they think they're getting the power. I'm not sure where they're getting the power. And also to electrify all the homes and instead of the gas and oil and things. So I just, it's kind of an interesting situation we're in right now. We're living in history, of course, but it's kind of interesting where we've come from 2017 and where they'd like to go without power. I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm sure they'll enlighten us eventually.
Okay.
Marcus, yes, sir.
So I just want to bring that up to your information to see if this is something the board would allow to happen in the right of ways as well, because they're going to start building them across the grid. My concern is, get hit by electricity, the pole get down over a storm, those battery storage units collapse, and they're in the middle of the road, causing fires and so on and so
Right.
forth. So I don't know where that's going to go, but that's one of my concerns.
Can we, since they own the poles, some of the poles, can we make any type of legislation that we don't want that in the community?
That's one we're bringing.
Oh, okay, that's where you were going with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
to see if the board wants to talk about doing something, at least within the village right of ways. And of course, the fire department is here as well. They have to deal if that thing comes down and it's a fire middle of the road, plus the toxic fumes that come out of that as well. So something to be concerned about.
Okay.
So I don't want to bring that up. Again, I will congratulate Cindy again. I have to do it too.
Mhm.
Not only well deserved, but a long time in coming. As Anthony said, it's another job description, but I've got to say, honestly, Cindy's been doing that for many, many years anyway. Every time between administrators or vacancies, Cindy's always picked up the ball without even being asked to do the work. So this is something she deserves for many, many years. So I want to thank Cindy for doing that. Follow up on Stephanie's comment about Gallon Measure. There's a public hearing scheduled for November 20th on Gallon Measure. It's a continuation of the public hearing, so in case anybody's interested, the 24th? Sorry, thanks for Sharon and Cindy knows the dates. So November 24th is the public hearing on Gallon Measure. They opened the public hearing at the last meeting. They continue to this meeting. Is also, since the board approved, is also on the last meeting is also on YouTube and on the village channel, and that will also be taped as well and videotaped. But if anybody's interested in making any comments, that'll be November 24th at 7 p.m. here at Village Hall. I just want to make that announcement as well. Thank you.
So it's unfortunate that the building came down. They were very close to getting their permits. They were approved through the planning board. Nick Zachary, planning board chairman, is here. And unfortunately, the building came down, which put them in another situation of having to redo another plan and do certain setbacks. And so this will be their second meeting that they'll come in to discuss their plan. It's a new site plan. So unfortunately, that's holding them up and, putting them in a different time frame. But at least it's moving forward, and we wish them well. Okay, any comments? We got everybody, right? Covered everybody, okay.
Nick?
Comments from the floor, Mr. Nick.
Somebody else passed away that I think was such a special person in the village for years. Joe, and somebody might have to help me with his last name, who opened Buchanan Hardware.
Yes.
Was a sweetheart of a man who just affected so many people in his kindness. And the schools used to take the little kids there. He'd give them all flashlights. He was just as close to a saint as we can get here in the village. A wonderful guy. Passed away in the last week. He retired from the hardware store in 2013.
Was it like Fletcher? Does anybody know? Sorry.
Fichtner or something like that? What is it?
Yeah.
Victor or Fichtner? Yeah.
Well, anyhow, Joe managed
Sorry.
the store many years.
No disrespect to
No,
Joe,
no.
but a wonderful guy, and
Yes.
just wanted to mention that.
Thank you,
Mm.
Nick. Sorry,
Thanks, Nick.
sorry to hear of his loss.
Mr. Bob Wheeler coming to the podium.
I have to jump on a bandwagon with Cindy. Cindy, it's well-deserved. I got hired by the same time Cindy did, so we've been co-workers in the sort of way for 30 years. When I was shop steward, she's the person I went to for any information I needed for the contracts. When I was a trustee, any information, any help I needed there. As a foreman, with budgets and everything else, I worked with her. She was always there. I walk my dog in the back, and there's Cindy at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Let me go say hello to Cindy. She must be up there for a long time. She must be lonely up there by now, but it's very well deserved, and congratulations. And since my name was brought up before about the whole Little League stuff and this and that and everything else, I still have a question in my mind right now about, is Holtec not willing to have a meeting with the board to discuss
No, they are.
what they'd like to do? I didn't get that vibe from what the conversation tonight.
That don't, no, that, no,
Okay.
no, no.
But the other
no,
thing
no.
is,
Here's the problem, Bob. They are very involved in opening up Palisades in Michigan.
no, I understand that.
That should go live in December. So the people that would be speaking about that have been mostly there. And then there's another person that's been in Washington DC
I
quite a
understand
bit.
that, but it just seems like they're kind of set
No.
on just Lens Cove and nothing else. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know if anyone else is getting the same vibe, but
No,
getting back to
they-
the Little League thing, I think that's a big misconception what's going on here with this field. This isn't for Little League. This is for travel teams. This is what happened with the ball field behind the pavilion. There's travel teams using this. These kids pay money to play in these fields. And if it's a problem with fields, maybe they should go talk to Peekskill at Peekskill Stadium where they're not using that field at all. There's a field right there. It's a beautiful field for them.
yeah, maybe they could lease
You
it.
know?
You're right.
About the pool, Dan made good points. You talk about the pavilion and everything else going on, but the playground itself, that's 35 years old, maybe longer. I don't even know how old that field is.
We're
Whatever the
still
playground
working,
is.
still working on that. They did offer something with the playground.
I know when
too.
I know when I was the former, we were piecemeal on that to keep it together. So there's a lot going on the table here. And I really think that I agree with most of the board here that I think that money is well deserved or well placed going to other places that really need it. The pool's been kind of my baby for 25 years.
Yeah, yeah, you've dealt with a lot of
I-
things with that
I
pool,
met with the
Bob.
builders of that pool back
Yeah.
in 2004, and they told me this stuff was coming back then. But
Mm.
this is no surprise to me, and I've said it to the board members before,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more important things to do here. Anthony made a very good point about the people on these teams. You know, there's very few from the Village of Buchanan playing on these travel teams. There's some out there, don't get me wrong, but I'm not anti-sports. I played sports my whole life. I love it. I love to see kids out there, but the Village is in different times right now, and you know, Lens Cove's a different beast when you're talking about the playground, or the parking lot and the field sinking and everything like that. There's a lot going on down there.
Mhm.
So I would recommend that maybe they go talk to Peekskill and see if they can use that stadium for a good field.
It's a good thought.
So, all right.
Good thought. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you, Bob.
And once again, I know Anthony brought it up last meeting. The parking lot is, I don't know what to do with that. I really don't.
You got to start from scratch, basically.
Yeah. And that's, George has given us some prices before on the parking lot. That's probably over $1 million now. It was $1 million at one time, several years ago. So I'm sure it's way over $1 million, and I'm sure it's still settling from the garbage that was put there. So, any other comments from the floor?
Congratulations, Cindy.
Yeah.
Eric Van Cure. Good evening, Mayor and members of the board. I'd like to briefly explain the difference between how we currently handle minor boundary issues and how a dedicated lot line adjustment law would improve the process. Under the existing code, small parcels or strips of land between lots, like a driveway that has been used and maintained for decades, can only be addressed through a full sale or a license. These tools are designed for major property changes, not minor adjustments. As a result, even simple situations can become costly, slow, and administratively burdensome for both residents and the village. A formal lot line adjustment process, by contrast, is specifically tailored for these circumstances. It involves a survey showing the existing and proposed lot lines, reviewed by the planning board to ensure zoning compliance, and recording the updated boundary with the county clerk. This approach is faster, less expensive, and keeps oversight firmly with the village. It reduces liability, recognizes long-standing use, and clarifies property rights, all without requiring a full sale or a temporary license. In short, a lot line adjustment is a simple, clear, and consistent process. It protects residents, maintains village authority, and eliminates unnecessary risk, all while efficiently resolving minor property issues. Adopting this law isn't about favoring a single property. It's about giving the village a reliable and fair way to resolve these situations safely and predictably. Clarity is the counterbalance to confusion and the safeguard against unnecessary risk. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Thank
We
you.
are in receipt of your information. Thank you for your thoughts and all your research that you've done.
I have more.
But right now, this evening, because
Yeah.
we just got the information and the board's not prepared to discuss it or move forward with it. So what we're going to do is we'll probably have Marcus respond to you. But one thing that you need to understand is the board has a fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers. And if it's a piece of village property, we cannot just give it away. We have to, get whatever is the current value or the best offer. So I just want you to, to understand that,
Okay.
okay?
Would you like?
You have all copies for us?
Yes.
Oh, perfect,
Should I
yes,
hand
of
these
course.
to you or to
You can
whoever
give them to
is-
Cindy and then she'll
Okay.
distribute them.
But now she's village admin.
Assistant, yes, yep. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you for all your research that you've done.
Thank you.
You've spent quite a bit of time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any exec session items? No? Okay.
No.
All right, no other comments from the floor? Okay, thank you. Sharon's clapping over there. I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you and have a great Buchanan Day.